Sure. So, given the current congestion on the Quay roundabout at peak times, how will relocating the P&R from its current location to site P1 improve access? I'm thinking in particular, of course, for the South Cambs villages to the northeast of the A14 in relation to not only Cambridge City, but also core employment areas, and in particular, the sixth form provision for these villages, which you'll all be aware are right on the other side of Cambridge, Long Road, Hills Road, and Cam Regional College. And further, given the reports of insufficient parking provision at Marley and the dissatisfaction amongst residents there, and what protection will be put in place to prevent residents of neighbouring new housing developments, of course including future developments on Cambridge Airport, using the P&R for semi and or permanent parking? Thank you.
In terms of Jenny Conroy's question, so this is not a single scheme. There's a wider programme here that we're delivering. So we are looking at wider improvements along Newmarket Road. We are looking at greenways in the locality. And I think in the context of the question of the location of the A14, it's important to recognise that's a national highways road, and improvements to that junction fall under their remit, and we need to be cognizant of that in terms of our decisions. Nevertheless, as part of the further modelling work that you requested, we assess the impact of the alternate locations, and a location north of the A14 places increased pressure on Quay and increased pressure on the interchange. And again, that's reported within the document. Nevertheless, the report also says that following engagement and discussions, we will continue to explore the possibility of a smaller travel hub along the B1102 to complement the main travel hub site, and that work will continue, particularly in light of the Mayor's consultation at the moment on bus reform. Finally, in terms of the question around parking issues on the site itself, and I think that's an understood risk. There are parking enforcement policies that exist on all the park and ride sites, and should the scenario described come to fruition, then clearly those parking enforcement policies would need to be reviewed to make sure that operational management of that site is appropriate to the circumstances.